Hello, my name is Roger and this is Jolly Roger Craftworks. On previous episodes I explained that I'm turning this old two-car garage into a shop. And as part of that progress I needed to make a little more space for some stuff that I don't use all the time, but occasionally I need it, so I can't get rid of it. With that in mind, I built this cabinet you see hanging behind me on the wall. I've already got it filled with a bunch of stuff. If you'd like to see how I built it, stick around. Thanks for watching. I started out by ripping down some plywood for the top, bottom, and two sides of the cabinet. Now this cabinet is 4 feet wide, 29 inches tall, and has a depth of 15 inches. It'll have a floating shelf in the center that's height adjustable. Now here I'm adding pocket holes to both ends of the top and the bottom of the cabinet. The pocket holes will provide plenty of strength for connecting the cabinet together. And since it's shop furniture, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. The pocket holes on the top board will face up so you'll never see them, and the ones on the bottom will face down, so unless you duck underneath and look, you won't ever see those either. Now here I'm using the Craig shelf pin jig to drill the evenly spaced holes to allows the center shelf to be adjustable. You just move the shelf pins to whichever hole you want to adjust the shelf to whichever height you need. This shelf pin jig from Craig is really helpful, and I'm not sponsored by them, but if you're interested in picking one up, there'll be an affiliate link in the description. Anything you buy from that affiliate links will help me out just a little bit without costing you anything extra. Now I'm using an 18 gauge brad nailer to hold the cabinet together. The brad nails will act as clamps to keep the cabinet in place until I can screw in the pocket hole screws. And here I am adding the pocket hole screws to provide the strength to the cabinet. The back of the cabinet is 3/4 inch plywood. It's going to be attached to the cabinet itself using pocket holes, and then attached to the wall directly through this 3/4 inch plywood. Now here I'm drilling the pocket holes in the back, 3/4 inch plywood. Probably way more pocket holes than I need, but I want to make sure it's nice and strong because, like I said, the cabinet's going to be held on the wall by screwing straight through this plywood into the studs of the wall. All the weight's going to be distributed onto this 3/4 inch plywood. Just a little tip here, guys. You can see I'm holding the shop vac hose as I drill these pocket holes. Pocket holes are notoriously messy, and holding that hose up as you're drilling saves from making a huge mess by sucking all that sawdust straight into the shop vac. As here I am with the cabinet face up, putting the back in from the front with the pocket holes facing down. I use a small hammer to tap it down and make sure it's flat against the top of the surface of the table. Then I take a brad nailer from the outside and tack it in place from top and bottom to hold the shelf in place so I can flip it up without the back falling out. Now with the cabinet turned right side up, I can go around the back and put pocket hole screws in all of these pocket holes. Again, I know it's probably overkill, but I wanted the weight of everything in the shelf to be well supported, so I used a lot of screws. Now I'm using this 1x2 material to create the face frame for the cabinet. I'm just laying the pieces on top and using a carpenter's pencil to mark the length and then trimming them down to length on my chop saw. Now I'm adding a single pocket hole to each end of the sides of the face frame and using the pocket holes to connect them all together. Now I clamp down the face frame here as I'm adding the pocket hole screws to keep them lined up perfectly. Pocket holes have a tendency to make the wood drift as you're screwing them in. By clamping it down to the table, I prevent this. With the face frame complete, I spread a little bit of glue around the border of the cabinet and use my, as 731 Woodwork says, my unique one-of-a-kind glue spreader here to spread the glue, and then finally attach it to the cabinet using an 18 gauge brad nailer. And finally, I'm back on the table saw cutting down some plywood for the shelf in the center of the cabinet. Here I'm putting in the shelf pins and getting ready to test fit the shelf. Now here I am attaching the shelf to the wall. Notice I temporarily tacked a piece of plywood to the wall that I've got the shelf resting on. And then I put the screws straight through the plywood on the back of the cabinet into the studs in the wall. And I put the shelf in, and this cabinet is complete. Guys, while you watch me fill up the shelves here, I just wanted to say thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing here, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get notified whenever I post new videos. Share the videos with your friends and leave your comments below, but be nice, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching.